Suzuki has a strong reputation for building compact cars. Vehicles like the Swift hatchback, the SX4 crossover and the Vitara SUV, and all of those put a slightly different and very appealing spin on the compact vehicle ball. But what do you do if you're looking for a hatchback and you find that the Swift is just too small? You need a little bit more space and certainly a bigger boot. Well, that's exactly where the new Suzuki Baleno fits in. The Baleno is not a stretched Swift. It uses a completely new platform with different proportions, designed to combine the agility of a compact hatch like the Swift with a cabin that's one size bigger. And yet, the overall footprint of the Baleno is not that much bigger than the Swift. It's all down to clever packaging. The new lightweight platform allows a more spacious interior and a bigger boot from a longer wheelbase. And yet, the Baleno is around 15% lighter than the Swift, thanks to advanced materials and a stiffer optimized body shell with fewer joints. So how much bigger is the Baleno than the Swift? Well, at 3,995 meters, it's 14.5 centimeters longer. It's also 50 millimeters wider, but interestingly, it's 40 millimeters lower than the Swift. And that really shows you how much more aerodynamically efficient this car is. It has a much more rounded and I suppose more modern shape. And that efficiency is not only there because it makes the car look pretty, but it also helps in terms of fuel economy and performance. It may be smoother and more aerodynamic than the crisp, clean Swift, but the Baleno is still a subcompact hatch and it's unmistakably Suzuki. Our test car was fitted with some optional accessories, including special wheels, fairings and a subtle body kit, but it's even more attractive without those extras. The trapezoidal headlights frame a deep V-shaped grille, a lower air intake and, on this GLX model, recessed fog lights. The short overhangs are further proof that the packaging here is focused on maximizing interior space. The Baleno's most impressive party trick is a cabin that feels almost uncannily spacious, especially in the context of a compact car. It has 70 millimeters more legroom than a Swift, and overall the cabin is 87 millimeters longer. It's also very comfortable, and I have to say that from a quality perspective, Suzuki normally gets it right, and this car is no exception. The Baleno's roominess extends to the boot, which is significantly bigger than the Swift's at 355 litres. The finishes are smart and there's a reassuring solidity to the execution. The dashboard design is fresh with a centrally mounted colour display for the infotainment system and a second, smaller TFT display between the clear analogue dials. Spec levels are impressive for a car priced at under 230,000 Rand. Climate control, central locking, Bluetooth, a multifunction steering wheel, park distance control and 6 airbags are all included, but stability control is notable only by its absence. Dynamically though, the Baleno is quite frisky. Because it's light, the Baleno is supposed to be at least as agile and as nippy as the smaller Swift, and that's certainly borne out in practice. Suzuki claims a 0 to 100 time of 10.9 seconds, top speed of 180 kilometers an hour, and those figures do feel entirely feasible at sea level, although I have to say at reef altitudes where the engine will produce about 18% less power, the car might be a little bit more lethargic. Handling, however, is excellent. The Baleno feels just as nimble, as chuckable and as fun to drive as the smaller Swift. The steering is quick and direct, but still suffers from some numbness, and if you try too hard, the front end will start running wide. But overall poise is impressive. Sometimes being a small car specialist manufacturer can count against you, and that's probably what Suzuki found out specifically with the Swift. It might be the brand's biggest seller in South Africa, but it's just too small for some people. The Baleno adds vital boot space, it's also more efficient, and it has very keen pricing, all of which suggests that this car might just become Suzuki's most popular car in South Africa yet. Streamlined looks, a peppy engine and nimble handling are all highlights, but it's the spacious cabin that's the real star of the Baleno show, with GLX versions offering plenty of standard features. However, the normally aspirated engine could do with more muscle, especially at reef altitudes.